What's going on, guys? Zuko back with another Shadowlands video. How's everybody doing? Grab your coffees. That's good coffee. Oh, you guys wish you had coffee like mine. Oh my god, it's so good. I know I drink too much coffee, but that's okay. We're all allowed to have one thing that we do, right? Okay, let's get into this. We're talking about a plus 15 Sanguine depths that we did. Now remember, all the numbers are kind of like higher than they used to be in season 2. If you were doing a plus 15, it would have been easier than a plus 15 now. Of course, we have progressed in power. Our item level is higher. Some of us have tier sets, not me, of course, but there's double legendaries. So that's why we're able to tackle these higher mythic pluses now. A 15 now is actually like probably more like a 17 or 18 in season 2. So we're climbing real high, and I've actually done some 17s in this season now already, which I'm really excited about. I can't wait till Tuesday. If I actually get my tier set bonus, honestly, we'll be able to do 18, 19s, maybe up to 20s, and I'm going to bring you guys that soon. But for today, we have a plus 15 Sanguine Depths. We did do a plus 15 Sanguine Depths, and of course, lots of people have done this. I've done videos on this lots of times. So I have other videos, so I'm going to try and keep this video a little bit shorter and sweeter. Sweeter than my other videos? Am I sweet? I'm gonna try and be sweeter, okay? I've committed to it now. And make sure I don't take up too much time. So let's jump right into the build. What build do we run? We had a pretty standard Primal Lava Actuators build, of course. We ran PLA, so that's when Flame Shock buffs your Lava Lash. We're running Lashing Flames, Hot Hands, Hailstorm. I did not run Fire Nova. This has been sort of my latest build sort of iteration. Lashing Flames helps with your AoE damage. You tab target through enemies, and you buff every Flame Shock that's on them, and the Flame Shocks do double damage. Really good for AoE. Hot Hand, really good for single target. You can funnel all the damage that you're getting from Primal Lava Actuators. All those Flame Shocks that are out, they're buffing your Lava Lash, and if you get a Hot Hand proc at the same time, you're just funneling all that damage into one target. So Hot Hand really helps with your single target damage. Really, really strong for that. Hailstorm is our AoE, of course, and I'm taking it on Tyrannical week because this week is Tyrannical. We've got Tyrannical, Spiteful, Necrotic. Now, Tyrannical stuff, the bosses obviously have 30% more health. Fire Nova does really, really bad single target damage, and every boss fight is basically single target for the most part. There's some AoE at the beginning. But Hailstorm is just really, really good because Frost Shock does 2,500 damage right now. It actually ends up doing 2,600 damage with Fleshcraft on. Once you get the Hailstorm buff, that goes up to like 4,000 damage. Even if you're only hitting one target with Frost Shock, the Hailstorm buff will make Frost Shock do 4,000 damage to a single target, and it will cleave, but if there's no targets to cleave, that's fine, it just does 4,000 damage. Fire Nova only does 1,700, and it's on a 12-second cooldown. This is on a 4.5-second cooldown, so this does way more damage to single targets, and I think does a very similar amount of damage in AoE to Fire Nova, so that's why I always take Hailstorm. That's all I'm going to say about that one, okay? That's my talents. That's my legendary. Here's my conduits. We ran Magma Fist and Tumbling Waves and Focus Lighting. That's the triple combo that you're most likely going to take in almost every Mythic Plus scenario, unless you're running like Witch Doctor Wolfbones. You might want to sub in Chill to the Core. Or if you're not doing a Hot Hand focused build, then you could get rid of Lava Lash and put Chill to the Core in. Get rid of Magma Fist, put Chill to the Core in as well. But that's what we ran, and we're running Plague Divisor Marileth, of course. So let's jump into the VOD. Let's look at that, and let me walk you through it. So there's some opening packs here. I'll just show you our AoE damage. This is pretty standard, right? For how much AoE damage we're able to pump out. I do not have a tier set bonus yet at all. Obviously, I do have double legendaries, and the legendary effect from Necrolord says that anybody that's anytime. Watch this. I'm gonna proc my. I have my Primordial Wave out. I just sent my Primordial Wave out, and I've got about 5 Flame Shocks out. I'm gonna hit my Lightning Bolt and get 50% more haste. Watch my damage. Here it goes. 12k, 20k, 25k. Just boom, like that. 26k. It just skyrockets. And then the Windwalker goes insane. So does Hero on the Heroes on the Warlock. Look at them go. 40k. We do about 30k. But that's okay. So many shades. It looks like, you know, we're obviously getting outpaced in this first fight. But
towards your thing too,
as I've said over and over and over again with this build, with a Primal Lava Actuators build, you don't really have cooldowns. So these guys have just used their cooldowns. They have their big 1 minute, 2 minute cooldowns, things like Bone Dust Brew, and Hero has his Infernals and stuff. Their damage is going to go down a little bit on the next pack, but ours should stay the same. it should be relatively equal because the only thing we used was our Feral Wolves, and our Feral Wolves are an important cooldown, but not as important as some of the other classes with their cooldowns. So don't be discouraged if you get beat on those. Just go to the next pack, and you'll notice our damage is on top now, right? We're doing 17, 21k, 20k here in AoE. The Windwalker Monk's doing 9. Now he's doing 10. He's catching up a little bit. There, he's coming up now. But we're up to 30k, and those guys are down at 20k. So you see that? That's the difference. Every pack, you'll be able to do like 20 to 25 to 30k, and they might not be able to sort of do that because they might not have their cooldowns back up. So that's what I love about this build. It's very consistent AoE damage. So, yeah, let me get my notes really quick. I forgot to move them over. There we go. And let's go to right before the first boss fight. So let's go to the first boss fight. Let's show you that. This is the last. There's a couple AoE packs here that we end up doing. Lots of Spitefulls. They're actually not too bad. They're kind of annoying for melee, but you really just need to run away. They're not much of a mechanic. So spread Flame Shocks here. Primordial Wave into a Sundering, into a Lightning Bolt. Now we're doing 16k. I have about 50% extra haste. I'm tab targeting through enemies a little bit to try and make sure I get the Lashing Flames debuff. You want to tab target through. Get all those Flame Shocks doing double damage. That's the goal. You'll see your damage will go way up if you're able to do that. I bet you if you pulled this pack and didn't tab target through enemies, you would lose like 3 to 4k DPS. I'm serious. You'll probably lose 3 to 4,000 DPS, not damage, DPS. It's that strong. So then we have Kyrxis. I'm just going to say a couple things. I don't want to spend too long here, because I've done this boss for you guys a million times. Obviously, Lust on Pull. Get your Primordial Wave out and cleave it and try to get 40% haste before those relics go away. Try to cheat the 40% haste from Primordial Wave on them right off the bat. Then, of course, you have two major defensive cooldowns as a Necrolord and Enhancement Shaman. You have your Astral Shift and you have Fleshcraft. You can use either one of those when he does his big AoE slam, which is called Severing Smash.
We're kicking butt, baby.
And it's happening in a couple seconds right about now.
We're kicking the boss's butt. That's what I mean.
Here comes Severing Smash. So you need to run away. I pop Astral Shift here because I've already used my Fleshcraft, and I basically don't take any damage. On the next one, I'll have Fleshcraft up.
The DK's healing.
Yeah, the DK was crazy. So I don't have one up here. This is actually very dangerous for me. I don't have Fleshcraft or Astral Shift, so I probably played that poorly. I don't know why my Fleshcraft was down, but on the next one, I'm going to have Fleshcraft up.
Am I spanking? Well, he's the tank. Oh, no, he's not. You're right. I'm sorry. I am spanking him.
Here comes Severing Smash, number 3.
I mean, not...
Now we have Fleshcraft for this. I can do it right now just to heal myself up because those extra orbs are going to come in and they're going to do a lot of damage. You can see the healer gets pretty low. Just help your healer out. This is the only mechanic that really matters on this fight. Just use things like alternate between Astral Shift and Fleshcraft to keep yourself alive. This is a big AoE pack here. We kind of get set up. And I get my dogs out. Primordial Wave, Lightning Bolt. Boom, boom, boom. We're doing almost 20k. I think we'll get up to 20k here. I'm not tab targeting very well. I need to be doing that better. I'm missing some damage there. I could have been doing 25, 26k. Now, the curse comes through there. This dungeon is fantastic for a shaman because we have a cleanse spirit, which gets rid of curses. So the healer gets hit with Curse of Suppression. See that right there? That means he can't cast any spell, so he can't heal anybody. But I can, because I'm not cursed, so I decurse him here. Watch his little raid frame. See, he's got a curse there. He gets a second curse right there, and then I get rid of both of them, which is really great.
2 shamans in one group? We cannot be cursed, baby. Cannot be cursed.
Shaman is a very, very good class to have in Sanguine Depths. There's curses all over the place in here. Druids are also very good. Of course, they can decurse.
So good.
It is really good. So make sure you use your decurse to help your healer out and help yourself out too. Let's move to 113. I want to show you.
Definitely decurse your healer.
Oh no, that was Hero's damage. Look at Hero's
Shamans-
damage there. Look at his damage here. Watch Hero. Brad Stool, the Warlock. He's doing 8k, 10k, 16, 20, 20, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. He gets right up to 49.5. That's insane. He does have his tier set bonus, but oh my god, look at his damage. The most disgusting thing I've ever seen. We did 20k DPS, which I'm happy with, but but he did 50k almost because he just has a disgusting amount of AoE. So that was pretty cool to see. Let's go to one more important cooldown that you can use as an Enhancement Shaman. Remember, you always have Spirit Walk. That's my Shift 3 right here. That is your speed boost. It also frees you from any roots. This Overseer.
Remember, we can use our speed to cheese this here.
So here it comes. Dread Bindings are coming right now. See this being cast. You have to wait until it is applied to you and then press Spirit Walk. So it's like 3, 2, 1. It's on me right now. There's a chain attached to my character. I'm going to press Spirit Walk.
Now?
And I get rid of it. And then I don't have to run away. And you can keep your uptime on these enemies. You don't have to run away. It's perfect for that. So make sure you use that in this dungeon.
That was a really good Ring of Peace. That was like exactly how Ring of Peace is supposed to be.
Let me show you another pull, 121. Let me show you just an AoE pull. This is where Enhancement Shaman really thrives. I turned off my sound. 3-target Cleave is really difficult for some classes. Like, Hero's running a really good AoE build. Oh, we just killed them all. Oops, sorry. This is like a 3-target Cleave pull, and we get up to almost 20k DPS here, I think. And the other guys, you know, they just... This is where we're really, really good, because we can tap target through.
So serious?
And get so much Lashing Flames value from our Flame Shots. See, we're doing 20k right there on 3 targets. 20k on 3 targets is hard for other classes to do. It's sort of like a specialty of, I think, Enhancement Shaman, the ability to do things like 3, 4, 5 targets is like, I mean, 6 targets is obviously a sweet spot too, but then other classes are also able to do lots of damage. The lower you get in targets for Enhancement Shaman with Primal Lava Actuators, it's not actually that bad because we have double damage Flame Shocks, because we have, you know, Hailstorm Frost Shocks that only cleave a certain number of people anyway. We just do a lot of extra damage, so it's pretty cool to see that. Let's move forward to the boss fight. This is Tarvold. Good old Tarvold. This is a tough fight. Again, you need to alternate between Astral Shift. I pop Astral Shift right here. You're going to get targeted with Castigate. You have to alternate using Astral Shift on one of them, and if you get targeted a second time, use Fleshcraft on the second one. Because otherwise you just take way too much damage and it's kind of unmanageable for the healer. That's all I really want to say about Tarvold. Make sure you decurse anybody. Sorry, there is one more really important thing. Make sure you decurse anybody that gets hit by these puddles. Look, 3 people just got hit by those puddles that go flying by. That debuff reduces your haste by 25%. So you need to debuff. You need to decurse people. It's a curse. I think I forget to do it here. Maybe I get here. I get hero right there. I clicked them. You need to decurse people if they get hit. If they, you know, they shouldn't be getting hit in the first place, but if they do, just decurse them and move on. It'll save you a lot of damage. Like it'll make them do a ton of damage. So make sure you help your friends out like that. That's about all I want to say for the Tarvold fight. Let me move forward to Beryllia. I'm going to talk really quickly about Beryllia. So Beryllia is kind of a tough fight on Tyrannical because it lasts so long, and she just does so much damage to everybody. If you don't play this kind of perfectly, then you're really in a lot of trouble. So again, make sure you try to cleave your Primordial Wave off the start to get 40% haste. Then when you have to go pick up orbs, you know, make sure you go pick up a couple. Your Ghost Wolf form, if you're using the correct talent, Ghost Wolf form will have a 20% DR, right? So right here, Spirit Wolf, when you're transformed into Ghost Wolf form, you get movement speed and you get damage reduction, stacking up to 4 times. So you can get like probably between 10 and 20% damage reduction before this Rite of Supremacy spell goes off. So that's really important. Make sure that you are doing that because you could save your life in this fight. So the healer goes down, but he has Ankh, which is fine. Then we keep doing him. Now, on this part here, when there's the swirlies going around, you don't need to run away. See how I didn't run that far? You don't need to run that far away. Don't get hit by them, which I actually just did. So I think I had a Fleshcraft shield on. But you can stay close to the boss and just kind of make very small, subtle movements so that you get out of the swirlies. You don't have to run for the hills because then you'll lose a lot of damage. And staying on this boss and doing as much damage as you can is priority number 1. It's so difficult to do damage on this boss because you have to do this mechanic and then you have to do the swirly mechanic right back to back. It's so freaking annoying. So make sure that you're staying on the boss as much as you can. Otherwise, you're going to lose a tremendous amount of uptime. So, Ghost Wolf form for the damage reduction. Don't run a mile away. Alternate between Fleshcraft and Astral Shift to block some of the damage there, okay? This is a difficult fight on Tyrannical. Let's go to 127. We'll skip that. Let's go to 134. This is pretty cool. So because of Hot Hand, you can funnel damage. This is exactly what funnel looks like. You guys have heard me talk about funnel? And maybe if it doesn't make sense to you, this is it right here. This is a visual representation. This is General Kaal. This is the gauntlet where you have to keep running and she keeps like spawning and attacking you, and then you do enough damage and then she despawns and runs away. You can funnel all of your lava lashes into her and have all your flame shocks on everything else. Like you can have 6 flame shocks out. All those flame shocks are buffing your lava lash, and then you're pumping all that lava lash damage into General Kaal to try and phase her more quickly. Do you understand that? That's what funnel means. I have flame shocks out on everybody here, but I'm only hitting her with lava lash. She's the only person I'm hitting.
Ammo. Nobody got hit that time.
I'm not hitting anybody else with my lava lashes. I'm spending all that buffed damage on her, which is really, really cool. That's how funnel works. That's exactly what that means. And you can see as a result, I think we phase her right here. Really, look at that.
Holy cow, we pumped her there.
So Hero and I were just funneling all of our damage into her while having our AoE things like cleaving the other enemies. We don't really care about them. We're prioritizing our damage into one target. So let's move on to the General Kaal boss fight. Nothing too special here. Once again, if you Necrolord, you have 2 defensive cooldowns now. You have Fleshcraft and Astral Shift. They're both about equally as powerful as each other. Like, they're both really, really strong. Just make sure you're dodging all the lines and you're using your defensives. This fight lasts a really long time on Tyrannical as well, and it's just annoying because you have to keep running out of the boss to take things like the Wicked Stab, etc. But you just keep trying to do as much damage as you can. Keep your uptime on the boss as much as you possibly can. Let me skip ahead here. Yeah, I think it's almost over. Dun, 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 dun.
That's Kyrian.
Let's go back a little bit.
Good.
So that's it there. We end up doing 12.2k overall.
We got 10 more rating.
Got some rating.
That's good. Plus 2'd that thing.
So let me compare this. We did 12.2k overall. Let's go back to the gameplay. I have in my notes here that I ended up doing less damage on the 13. I have a video showing a 13 Sanguine depths. We did 10.7k as a Kyrian. We went Kyrian, and we tried the Vesper Totem build with Raging Vesper, Vortex, and all that stuff. So on the plus 13 Sanguine depths, you can go check that out. It was cool, but you can see that I'm trying to do a direct comparison here to say that like this video here, I did 12.2k overall. It's a little bit of a higher Sanguine depth, so that does make a little bit of a difference. But generally speaking, I think the takeaway from this is that the Kyrian Enhancement Shaman is just not there. It's just not as good. It's really hard to pull off the Raging Vesper Vortex combo, and it's better to just go Necrolord or Night Fae or Venthyr. But I think Necrolord is the premier way to play this right now. So 12.2k overall, and I think I do look at my numbers here. Let me show you really quickly.
The Conduits, man. They're all over the place.
Let's look at our DPS sheet.
Kyrian, look at him. 0.2.
Okay, so this is our damage breakdown. Again, about 40% of your damage, almost 40% of your damage will be Lava Lash and Flame Shock. That's just how it works. If you're playing the build properly, that is exactly how it's going to work. Remember, you're tab targeting through spreading that around. You get tons of damage. And then your Lightning Bolt Cleave will be really huge because of the Primordial Wave that you're getting. And then Frost Shock is your other AoE button. So those are all, you know, it's almost 10%. That's about 10%. And then this is almost 40%. That's like most of your damage. It's all fire, frost, and nature damage. All of it is fire, frost, and nature damage. That's where 50% of your damage or more, almost 60% of your damage is all these 4 spells, and they are frost, fire, and nature damage. And of course, we are running a mastery focused build with this, with the Fleshcraft, with the food that I'm eating, all that kind of stuff. I have 80% haste when I've eaten my food. So that's why I build all these things the way that I do, is because I'm building mastery, and mastery, of course, buffs our fire, frost, and nature damage. So that's the build, guys. That was a plus 15 Sanguine depths. Those are some tips and tricks from an Enhancement Shaman's point of view on how to make that dungeon more manageable for your group. And that's it. We really crushed it, and I've actually gone on to do even bigger and better dungeons. I'm continuing to do better ones. I've kind of found some people who are really a solid group to go with. So I'll show you guys some more videos on that coming up soon, but that's it for now for this dungeon. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to like, I really appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed yet, go hit that red button, or I will hunt you down and I don't know what I'm gonna do when I find you, but it'll be bad. Okay. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Until the next one, we'll see you later.